I can confirm Barcelona will sign Joao. Barça has always been part of my life and my heart, and it'll continue with my son, Ronaldinho claimed in an interview with the Catalan radio station Rock 1. Unbelievable. Truly incredible news piece. Ronaldinho's son, Joao Mendes, follows the path of his legendary father. Moreover, his path seems to be even more promising. So, what do you need to know about this grandiose move? We are about to tell you the details in a second. Just don't forget to give us a subscribe and hit the like button. Let's get into it! Ronaldinho's son, Joao Mendes, has joined Barcelona de facto on February 7, 2023. Most importantly, the legend himself announced the transfer to the whole world. In other words, we have witnessed a very symbolic moment. One of the Camp Nou kings have announced the name of a prince who could potentially take the throne. What a beautiful story! Barcelona's main sports newspapers, Sport S and Mundo Deportivo, share the details of the hype transition, while we have gathered the highlights you may find interesting to know. Ronaldinho's son has successfully passed the medical that began back in the beginning of January and now has every chance of representing Barcelona's U19 youth team. Besides, Joao has a Spanish passport, which significantly simplifies the move itself and gives the player more prospects to end up in the first team, as he will not be occupying the so-called foreigner's place. On top of that, if desired, Ronaldinho's son will have the opportunity to play for Spain. Joao has not yet made any appearances for Brazil junior team. Expectedly enough, Roberto de Assis, Ronaldinho's brother, has become a young star's agent, and this is how things are going in football life. First, you take charge of your brother's affairs, then you take charge of his son's career. Ronaldinho Jr.'s previous club were Cruzeiro, with whom he decided to eventually terminate his contract. Guys, we've already made videos about Joao a couple of times, so if you're getting to know him for the first time, we highly recommend you to watch a few videos that we will place in the final screen and cards up there. With that said, let's continue. By and large, our channel has a rather high opinion of the youngster's skills, but not all pundits share the same thoughts on the player. For example, Relevo journalist Albert Roque, who is considered reliable in the Catalan football media, has noted Barça having no plans to recruit Junior, simply giving him the opportunity to train with the Juvenil A team. According to the reporter's insiders, it turned out that Joao did not have the level of DNA of Barcelona. But on February 7th, everything changed. Ronaldinho stated that his son will stay with Barcelona. Therefore, a logical question arises: what has changed? We have several assumptions to make. The first purely relies on football matters, solely on the fact that Joao Mendes succeeded to impress the management of La Masia, the management of the club, and XAVI. When Barça is about to decide whether to sign a young talent or not, the management holds a meeting and directly decides whether it's worth investing money and time in the footballer in question. Apparently, Ronnie Jr. managed to convince the management after months of training at Ciudad Deportiva Joan Gamper. There is also a second scenario, more toxic, but we have to voice it nevertheless. The whole deal is a product of the relationship between Laporta and Ronaldinho, which remains very warm. The Brazilian is still the club's ambassador. As a sign of gratitude to the man he brought to the Catalan club in 2003 and who brought great times back to Barcelona, Laporta perhaps wanted to give this man's son a chance. There is also a version that dwells upon the Barça president's decision to go for Joao's signing simply to break Ronaldinho's another strong European connection, the connection with PSG, the first European club in the career of the Brazilian magician. If his son is now in Barcelona, where will his father spend more time? Brilliant idea, João! It'll be quite difficult for Paris to count on frequent visits from Ronnie. So, while Barcelona got lost between these two assumptions, we will try to give you the answer to how good of a footballer he actually is. Moving on. The scout centrist Twitter account did a brilliant analysis of Joao Mendes. As you have guessed, we will share the main points with you. If we are to talk about the guy's strength, then it's worth noting the following ones. First, dribbling. He's a great dribbler who can perform dribbling at a very high speed. He can move his legs very dynamically and make a very confident dribble, and it's very hard to take the ball from him. He can really frustrate the defender. Second, skills. Obviously, being a Brazilian, he's a very skilled and very dangerous in 1-versus-1 scenarios. He's able to shift the ball and his body in alternative directions very sharply in a rangy frame. Third, speed. He can run with the ball very fast and can execute it very well in his game. His ball-carrying ability is good. Fourth, shooting. He has a good shooting skill and can score goals from outside the box. His dribbling, dynamism, and striking power make him a dangerous player to always look for. He prefers long-range shots. Fifth, physicality. A striker must have a good physicality to not only withstand the pressure of strong defenders, but also to have proper physicality to put the pressure on the defender himself. He defends the ball well and makes good use of his hips and the back to defend the ball. Sixth, ball possession. He has been possessing the ball very well since he was a child and can provide a good pass to his teammates. The ability to spin and open his posture is great. What about his weaknesses? Here are a few to consider. First touch. His first touch lacks consistency. He needs to work more on that, as do some of his short passes. Second, aerially weak. As an aerial target, he is not massively dominant. He is more threatening running onto long balls from the goalkeeper due to his pace and change of direction. His general awareness to maximize the space he has to receive is expertly done. Third, muscles. He still has to work on many things. He looks very slim and his muscles are still underdeveloped, and he could suffer injuries when faced with strong defenders. At the same time, one can hardly deny Ronaldinho Jr. being a mystery box, a guy who can both unexpectedly shock everyone and also became a huge disappointment, having never made a single appearance at Camp Nou in a first-team jersey. We wish Joao all the best, hoping to enjoy the performances of another great Ronaldinho in the Blaugrana shirt. At least he has what it takes to get to the top. Leave a like if you also wish Junior to have a magnificent spell at Camp Nou. Folks, don't forget to subscribe to our channel and write your thoughts about Ronaldinho Jr. in the comments below. Will he be able to get his place in the Barcelona system? Well, it was Inside Football. We watch football from a different angle. Take care and see you next time.